We're going to talk about letting go, both like figuratively and literally. We're going to talk about making the difficult decision to actually sell my house, my condo, and how it was just like a bittersweet experience, moving out and all the things. So, I'm going to give you a timeline in this video because everything just happened like so fast. So, my mom passed in December, and when that happened, we were just like, okay, what are we supposed to do with the house? Like, do we keep it? Do we sell it? Do I rent it out? Like, what do I do? So, a lot of people were giving me their opinions and what I should do, what I shouldn't do. And ultimately, right, I had to make the decision for myself and I decided to sell it. So January 5th, literally 5 days into the new year, I met with a realtor and we did a walkthrough and a comparison of listings around the area. And the whole process just moved so quickly because January 8th came and that was our day to really hone in on the dates of when we were coming soon and when the active date of my apartment was. So the dates that we came up with were February 3rd and February 10th. Now everything was very rushed because um I was leaving for Italy soon. So I left for Italy in I had to be in Italy May 1st. So this house had to sell fast. So right after we made the coming soon and the active date in our meeting, we decided to she told us that we have to really like declutter because we had a lot of stuff in the house. Um and obviously you have to move, so you have to take everything out of the house really. And like stage it where it's like nice and clean, very minimalistic. And then we had to do some retouches because she thought that the house would sell better if there was like a fresh coat of paint. And we just fixed a couple things. So that's what we decided to do. So January 14th, the painter came. He painted like everything within the weekend. It was probably like a day or so. Like it was super quick. He got like repainted the hallways and just the bedrooms, like my mom's bedroom. He repainted the hallway, and that's basically it. Because after a while, the hallway gets like scuffed up. Like you're moving things, you're scratching the walls. I've been there since I was like 3 years old, so lots of memories in that house. So then after the painter came, like a week or two later, by January 24th, we had to take photos. So we had no. It wasn't photos of the inside yet. I'm not sure. We took photos. You had to take outdoor photos, inside photos, and then we had to discuss contracts. So I signed the contract. And then it was time for the showing. The coming soon week had rolled around, and then my house was actively on the market. And so by February 10th to 12th, I think that was like our first showing weekend or something like that. I remember because I was in Providence celebrating Valentine's Day with my boyfriend the week before Valentine's Day because, long distance. But so we did that. And while I was away, she was like texting me, calling me, like, hey, is it okay if we come to the house? Like, we have a bunch of showings. They want to come at 9. This person wants to come at 3. Is that okay? I was like, girl, do whatever you need to do. I'm not even in the house. I'm not even in the state. I was like, show as many people as you can. So just in that weekend, I think it was about 3 full days of people visiting the house. 15 different families or individuals came and looked at my house, which was insane. Um, and by the end of that, I was just talking about my man. He also gave me a promise ring, that was a little really happy part of the weekend too, even though I was selling my house. But anyways, by the end of the showing to 15 different people, we actually had gotten 5 actual offers. So on February 14th, which was Valentine's Day, we met with the realtor again, and she went over everything with me. She went over all the 5 offers, what she thinks is best versus what she thinks is, like, not the best. She explained everything to me, and I was there with my aunt, and we just reviewed it together, and then we came to a decision, and we went with one of the best offers. And so then after that, we had to basically do a house inspection. If you've ever sold a house before, it has to get inspected after you kind of like go give the green light to like a certain offer, right? So, um, there was like really minor things that we had to like fix because of the house inspection, and that was really it. Um, After that, after we fixed those, like, little minor things, um, we literally throughout this whole time, we're just, like, decluttering, cleaning out, bringing things to storage. My boyfriend and my uncle were both helping to, bring lots of stuff to my storage unit because I didn't wanna throw away everything. Like, I have a lot of memories, I have a lot of clothes. I have my mom's clothes that we had to go through. We donated a bunch of her clothes, um, to women in Bridgeport, and then I kept some things. My grandmother took some things to give to family and people in Puerto Rico. So we were doing a lot of cleaning out. This was very therapeutic, I want to say, because I actually do like to declutter. I don't like when people have to tell me to clean, but I will clean and declutter and organize things because I like to do so. You know what I mean? But it was therapeutic, but it was also sad because it was like, especially my mom's room, was a lot of stuff, lots of memories, and you kind of want to keep everything, but like, why? Like, why keep everything? You know what I mean? It's just too much. I already have my own clothes. I took certain things. I know what she wore. She had 2 closets. Most of her closet, well, one of them were all suits. So I was like, I'm not gonna wear a suit. A lot of them were skirts. I'm not wearing a suit skirt. Um, and then on the other side, it was like old dresses that she thought I was gonna wear when I got older, and I was not doing that. I wore some of them, but some of them were really outdated, and I was like, I can't even like, no, let's just sell it, or let's just really just give it to Goodwill or donate it. Um, she had mad shoes that I was able to keep. Some of them I wasn't able to keep though because my shoe size is bigger than hers. What else did we have to go through? Oh, we had lots of furniture that we had to get rid of. We donated like our living room set to the Cuban Club in Puerto Rico, in Bridgeport. That is a club that my family is, well, my grandmother is a part of. So I kind of grew up in that club. So we donated to them. We donated to different family members. So there was just a bunch of things that we had to get rid of or save. And so we really like after school or after work or whatever we were doing, if my uncle had an off day, if Cortland had a day off, we all really just went in the house and decluttered and set aside things in storage. So that was a great help because there was just a lot of stuff. That's all we did. Basically, spring break, we just cleaned the whole house out and had to go to different like meetings and appointments and stuff. Then April 8th rolled around. I finally had changed my address, and that was kind of sad. I had to go to the post office and change my address. And then April 11th came, and that was the house closing meeting. April 12th was I wrote them a letter, like the new owners. I wrote a letter to them, just basically saying like, I hope you love the house. I hope you gives you all the memories and yada 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 yada. And then I left my key there, which was so sad. But I just really wanted to bless them into the house and whatever memories that they're gonna make. It's gonna be their house now. So, uh, April 12th was pretty much like the last day that I was in that house. So I left crying. I was so sad that I had to leave my house, and it was very bittersweet because part of me still wishes that I kept my house, but another part of me, just like the realistic part, is just like, okay, girl, like you couldn't afford it back then. You can't afford it now. How are you gonna pay for those and upkeep the house like while you were in Italy? You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of bills that I just couldn't afford. And yes, I could have rented it out, but then I didn't want my family to have to go to the house and like just relive like what happened that day. So I just decided to just leave it and sell it. So I was leaving that house that night. I didn't think I was gonna get emotional, but as soon as I pulled out the driveway, like I started crying. I was so emotional about it. And then I had car issues. I was on the highway and I was getting ready to go to Bridgeport to like live with my grandmother. And my car is like all the buttons on the thing. This is a little side note, but all the buttons on the thing start going crazy. And I'm over here crying. And I was just like, what is going on? So whatever. Then I finally like we fixed it. I guess my car was like rebooting, like it's a computer or something. But then I started living with my grandmother until I went to Italy for like that was like 2 weeks before I went to Italy. So I've been living here since I got back from Italy. And yeah, sometimes I do miss just having my own house, my own space and stuff like that. But everything happens for a reason, so not mad about it. So that is just a little bit of the timeline and the story of how I came to the decision to close my house and how fast it was. I am so grateful for all of the help that I got from my real estate agent, and she explained everything to me. She was very open and honest, giving me her opinion, but ultimately saying like this is up to you, whoever you want to go with. And she just really made me feel good about putting my house up. And the fact that so many people were interested in it too, like that just made me feel better. And having 5 offers at the end of the day was like, okay, well, like this house, like people really want to be here. So yeah, I sold it. And very bittersweet, but I'll get my own house one day and make my own memories with my own family. And yeah, so that's just a little bit about that. So stay tuned for the next episode. It's going to be sometime this week. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.